Hello, my name is Alicia, and today I'm going to be talking about Broken Throne by Victoria Aveyard. So, the Red Queen series is over, and this is kind of a collection of the little novellas that she has written. A few of them I've already read because they were released with the series a long time ago, and she has added those to here. So it's kind of nice that you can have them all together. So this book follows a few short stories, which was great. I feel like the purpose of this book was written to kind of talk about the ending that wasn't really resolved. You guys know how I felt about the end of War Storm. I do not think it ended exactly as it should have. I feel like it was such a huge book to be able to not have time to finish it. I feel like it was huge and it should have used its time better. If that makes sense. So, anyway, I guess this book kind of was a way to kind of end the series a little bit better. But she does incorporate new short stories, and then she does have the old ones. So let's talk about them a little bit. Also, she did include a lot of history about how the silvers and reds came to be and about their history and all the kings and queens and stuff. And that was interesting. It was a little much, but it was interesting. I thought it also was cool because we also saw like the touches of like from the books and stuff. So from the series, it was good. But it starts out with Queen's Song that is about Corianne, who is Cal's mom, and it's basically about what happened to her and kind of how she was a pretty calm girl. She never thought she was going to be queen. And then Cal's dad fell in love with her. And he actually didn't have a queen's trial because of the love that he had for her. But anyway, I'm going to talk about this book. So if you haven't read it, I would go and read it. It was good. And if you definitely already read the other short stories, I would recommend reading it and just kind of skipping those parts. That's what I did because I had already read a few of these. So definitely the ending, the last few are worth reading, I would say. If you did like the Red Queen series, I would read it because it does make the whole story come to a slightly more satisfying end. So yeah. So like I was saying, it did talk about Corianne and her life and kind of what led up to her death, which was kind of like a suicide, I'm pretty sure. And she just couldn't take it anymore. It was really interesting to know that like Alara was in the castle. I feel like if I was queen, I would be like, there's no way I'm letting her hang around. Also, I was confused because Corianne is a singer and she went and sung to Alara to kind of see if like Alara had been messing with her. But Alara had said that she didn't mess with her. So I wonder if like as whispers you can like develop and kind of master your skill that you can kind of block other whispers because you are a whisperer. I don't know. I feel like Corianne should have known, like at that point Alara had to tell her that she like had been messing with her. So that's interesting. I definitely think Alara was messing with her, especially with like the pregnancies, that Corianne was so scared that she like didn't even tell anyone until like she was showing. I also think it's interesting that a lot of like in the Red Queen series, that in the Waterlands, that they don't have whispers anymore because whispers are like super dangerous. So that would suck to like be killed as a whisperer, but at the same time they are super dangerous. And I don't know how Corianne allowed Alara to be roaming the castle so freely for so long, especially when she was tormenting her. So I feel like Corianne, she needed to be more honest with Tobias. She should have been more direct with him because I feel like she knew how she was feeling and she never really talked to him. So yeah, that was that. And then we have Still Scars, which was fine. I don't know. I did like knowing more about like Shay and how he like contacted Farley and that thing. Thought it was interesting. I do think it was a little much. It was a little boring. This one was definitely, I did not read over again, but I don't really remember it being very significant, but basically just talked about how she got involved and how she met Shade. So I don't know. That one was probably my least favorite. But I do love anything to do with Shade, so I did like that. I don't know about you, how you guys felt about it. But yeah. And then The World Beyond. So this is the one that I feel like a lot of people have problems with because this one was just like random. Because when I started reading it, I was like, what are we reading? So we have Ash and Larissa, who is a silver, and Ash is this boat guy who helps smuggle people. So anyway, he's trying to get her to Montfort, and of course, she's a runaway silver princess who's getting married off. Anyway, there's all this tension and romance, and at first I didn't really like, to be honest, I wasn't super into it, but after I got to know them, I wish we would have got to know them a little bit more. I think her story was interesting. I also don't understand why it is here because it's not like it was anything significant. I think it was just maybe Victoria Aveyard's, she was probably thinking about going this way about Red Queen, or she wanted to add that in somehow. She probably honestly wrote these pages and then it just like never really had a place to go, so that's why it's in here. I do think it was good. It was a good story, but I don't think it was necessary. And I do hear a lot of complaints about these chapters just because it was so random. But I do think it was good. I liked the characters and I liked the story. I thought it was good. I liked how they ended up in the end together. And I think that was great. And then the next one, in between all these, they have like the history and stuff. That stuff kind of definitely bored me a little bit. I was just kind of like, get to the next thing. So we have Iron Heart. So this one was probably one of the better ones because it was about Evangeline, who was one of my favorite characters. I think she made the book really great. It did disappoint me in the end of Warstorm, how she just like left. I feel like she was a huge part of it, but whatever. Anyway, it was good to see her story in Montfort and how her and Alara, their relationship and being able to have their freedoms. I also thought it was cool to see her kind of get her job. I feel like she had such a hard time like accepting that now she had to be normal and stuff. I thought that was interesting. I also thought it was really cool to know that they like decided to say that they were not going to inherit the crown at the Rift and stuff, and that they went there. She really didn't want to go, but I'm glad she went in the end. She's really stubborn, but I feel like she is a really good character, and I did really like her development throughout the story. I feel like she's one that like actually developed a lot through the series, and she became like a better person. Yeah. But Thalamus, he gets to have his happy ending too. Who else thought their relationship was so weird? Like, I can't believe, like, Thalamus, like, married Elaine. So, like, Elaine could be close to Evangeline. That's crazy. That's, like, he, like, loves Evangeline so much. Like, that's crazy. And just, like, to know that, like, he couldn't necessarily be happy, like, marry the person he loved. But in the end, everything worked out. So they all went to Montfort, and it all worked out. Then we get to the part that I feel like most everyone was anticipating, which was seeing, like, Mare and Cal, which is Firelight is what it's called. So basically, we see the ending that should have happened in the whole book. So, but I don't know why, like, they have to be so awkward. This really bugs me because they shouldn't have been like this. And I don't know. I was so mad at the end of Warstorm that just to know that they just walked away from each other, I thought that was, like, a really dumb ending. So I was really satisfied to know that, like, they got back together. But it was annoying to see Mare how slow she was and, like, oh, Cal saw me through the window and didn't even say hi. And it's like, girl, you were the one who said, I don't want to be with you. And I'm just like, ugh. But she should have been like, Cal, she should have, like, shouted to him. And I feel like he would have liked that too. Because obviously, like, he saw her. I don't know. Mare was annoying. I'm really happy they did get their happy ending. I feel like those chapters should have been at the end of Warstorm. Like, this book is kind of unnecessary because we already had the Queen song and the silver whatever. And then we have that random short story. Like, the Evangeline and Mare and Cal, they should have had their endings. But, yeah. 100% this should have been the end of Warstorm. But overall, it was pretty good. I feel like it definitely should be a read. And if you don't want to read all the short stories, I'd honestly just read the ending. I feel like it was just weird. The things with Maven, we already knew. I really thought, like, that there would have been something more, like, he would have had a more of a redemption part, but he just ended up just being kind of exactly what we expected and exactly, like, what we knew what was gonna happen. So that was really weird. I thought it was really sad because when we did see Maven's point of view, he was like, he could, like, see what he could be. And, like, when he was with Cal talking to him for the last time, he saw, like, that he did have kind of a choice, but he decided to not choose that to be, like, to try to be better. He chose the bad path. And I feel like that was, I was hoping for maybe we wouldn't have seen that. Maybe we could have seen, like, more inside him because he was a monster. He was made a monster, but I feel like he definitely was not a whole monster and he was someone who needed help. So it was very disappointing to know that, like, there was no help. I don't know. It was sad because I feel like as I read it and probably as you guys read it, that you did see that he did have that chance to kind of change and to come clean to Cal. But yeah, it was a good book. I wish this would have been the ending of Warstorm. Overall, I did like this series. I thought it would be one of my favorites, but honestly, it was not. I feel like it got really repetitive and it was just not to the point. It was really a lot of fluff. So, yeah, so that's my review. If you have any comments or want to talk about it more, please leave comments down below. Please like and subscribe. And I hope you all have a great day. Okay, bye.